Hey everybody. I decided to videotape from a different part of the house today, but catch the light. I get some really good sunlight. So I'm downstairs today instead of upstairs. Um, and I'm back. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing very well. I've been having some back issues lately. I have a doctor's appointment, and so I was trying to get in a quick video before I go to the doctor. But I'm back, and I wanted to talk today about finances for Black women in retirement, for women in retirement in general, particularly for those of us who have worked jobs for many, many years. And maybe we have a big savings, maybe we have a 401k, maybe not, maybe we're just relying on Social Security, whatever the case may be. Let me say from the beginning that I am not a financial person. There are people out there who handle that. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the options that we have in terms of making sure that we build a nest egg, right? I had a conversation last week with someone very close to me. I was a little disheartened. Is that the word? I was a little sad about the fact that she honestly, and she's a little older than I am, but she honestly didn't think that there were options other than hoping for and waiting for Social Security. And as we know, they've been threatening to pull Social Security away from folks for many years. And in fact, a study or a report came out last week or a couple of weeks ago that said Social Security would be cut by 2035, by the year 2035, right? That it would be, a percentage would be cut. I don't know if that means it will be cut back from new people applying for Social Security at that point, or if overall a percentage of whatever the whatever your check is now, if that will be cut by so much in 2035. I don't know exactly what they mean by that. And if you can get Social Security, that's good. If you can get it, if you are eligible and you're ready to receive it and you're ready to apply for it, I think that's great. I know a lot of people are holding back until they get what is called retirement age or Social Security age or whatever that is, right? For me, it happens to be 67. And we'll talk about whether or not I'm going to wait or not wait in a little bit. But first, if you're new here, I'm Sibongile. This is We Don't Retire, We Ascend. That's because to retire means to retreat or to pull back, right? From life, I guess. Not just work, but from life. But we have no intentions of doing that. We will ascend, we will soar, and our lives will be even bigger, even better in retirement, right? And check me out. I'm on Instagram. We Don't Retire, We Ascend on Instagram. Check me out. I share just some tidbits of my, day to day or week to week retirement life. Just some of the things that I do in retirement, some encouragement, some motivation, and also check out my website at sibongilelynch.com. Or Spitting Out the Bones. I'll put all that information in the description later. And just check me out. I am working on completing my, it's completed. I'm working on some finishing touches, I guess, for my memoir, Spit Out the Bones, Eat the Fish, Spit Out the Bones. So go to my website and sign up on my website and get information which is forthcoming. Get that information about the memoir soon. Okay. I also just recently revived my Medium page, also at Sibongile Lynch, Sibongile B.N. Lynch. Right. I'll put the link to that in the description also. So again, I'm not a financial person. There are plenty of people out there who already talk about finances and give some really good information that I follow. Dee from Brown Girls Trade 2 is an awesome resource. Also, Sonia on From Lack to Legacy. I love her channel. I love her adventures. But she also talks about finances. And Picky Girl Travels the World. Everybody knows her. Adelia Abora Sade. You can follow these ladies, and they give great information. Oh, also Malika on the Move. No, not Malika on the Move. I do follow Malika on the Move, but oh, Malika, Money Moves with Malika. I'm sorry, Malika, if I'm saying it wrong. But again, I'll link to all of them in my description. In that way, you can see for yourselves, right? So, if you are new here, please hit like. It's okay. If you hit like on my channel, it's not going to take away from anybody else's channel. So please support me, hit like. That's all you have to do to support me, is to hit like and subscribe. That's a great way to support me, right? If you subscribe to my channel, you can still subscribe to like 500 other channels. It's not going to take away from anybody else. So please hit like, subscribe, and also share if you know a Black woman, a brown woman who has recently retired, and just feels alone in some of those things that we face in retirement. If you are quote unquote retirement age, like I am 61. There are all kinds of challenges that we face, particularly if we are single. It so happens that I am not single, but I know many people who are, and we are getting older. Again, I have an appointment with the doctor today because I'm having back issues, although it feels a little better when I do my yoga on the weekends. But we have physical issues, we have financial issues, we have social issues, right? Sometimes when you leave a job, you no longer have that social connection to some folks. Some people make a lot of friends on their jobs. I have to be honest, I didn't make a lot of friends. I know people, but I didn't associate with people outside of work for the most part. I had a separate group of friends for that. But we face all of those kinds of issues when we retire. So please share this channel with someone who may need to hear something I said. I don't know. I might say something that's important or at least helpful, right? So again, I had a conversation with someone close to me, a Black female who, really didn't think there were any options other than waiting for Social Security. If you're fortunate, you've had a job where you can collect a pension, right? And depending on how many years you worked, and how much money you made on that job determines how much your pension is, right? And you'll have that combined with Social Security, which is a nice piece of change, but depending on your life and your lifestyle and the part of the country you live in, that might not be enough. If you're married and they have also the same thing, a pension and Social Security, that may help a lot too. But many of us don't have all of those options, right? But there are other ways to build a nest egg. There are other ways to make money in addition to those things, right? So you don't feel like, well, all I have is, or I'm on a fixed income, right? Your income can be fixed. Doesn't matter if you make $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year. It's fixed either way. I'd rather to be fixed at $100,000 than. Sorry about that. That's just my house phone. My house phone, which I rarely answer because usually it's people wanting to buy my house or people wanting to sell me solar panels or politicians, because this is political season, right? We have an election coming up next week. Let me see if I can get back on track. So you may have a little bit of a nest egg. hopefully you do have something, right? Hopefully you have something, right? Hopefully there's just not anything, because oftentimes people feel like they work well into their 70s and even 80s because that's the only income that they have, right? But there are other ways to build nest eggs, and one of those ways are through investments, right? I know the lady that I talked to last week had no idea about making investments. And of course, she's 64, I think 64, 65. At this point in her life, she feels like there's no point in investing, right? I don't have the money to invest, or what money I have is not going to make that big a difference, right? But I, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think if you've had a 401k in your job, if you are with the federal government, you may have had TSP. There are other retirement type accounts available to people. Then you know a little bit about how it works, a teeny bit, right? And you can continue to invest even in retirement, even if it's just a little bit, right? In order to grow a little bit, grow your money, we have to get out of the mindset of spending so much and consuming so much. And usually by the time we get our age, we have most of what we need. We have a home, we have maybe a car, we've got all the things in our house that we need, right? I'm glad that I'm kind of a low maintenance person. I don't buy designer handbags. And usually when I buy a bag, if I spend a little bit of money for it, I wear it till the wheels fall off for the most part. I wear a purse out because I don't have a whole lot of them, and I just use what I use on a regular basis. So I'm not a shoe person. I've always had just very, I guess I've always had such a traditional and conservative wardrobe. Working in an office every day, I just had the basics, black, blue, brown, gray pants, black, brown shoes. I'm not a fashionista by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm not that person who goes out and has to have a different color, this, that, and the other, in every color. I always followed Susie Orman's advice on having on my earrings. She said you can have one good pair of gold earrings, right? For business, for work, or whatever, and you don't have to have, thousands of dollars dripping around your neck, on your ears. It's just not necessary, right? There are so many more important things in life. You don't need those things, right? Or even with the car. I bought a car and I decided to buy a new car a couple of years ago. But I didn't want a new car note, so I didn't go out and get a luxury car. I got just a very basic Toyota. It was brand new when I bought it. Toyotas are good cars. I expect it to last for a long time. So we don't need these type of things. We want them, but we don't need them. And if you actually have the money, fine, get what you want. But when we are trying to build for our futures, and make sure that we are going to be okay. In my case, I don't have children, and so I want to make sure that I'm going to be okay in my future, at least financially, right? If nothing else, I can pay somebody to take care of me, right? So we can do that through building a nest egg and using investments, right? Investing, and some people do trading. I've been trying to learn trading. I'm not very good at it. Haven't gotten very good at it, but there's some good programs out there where you can learn trading. Fidelity happens to have a lot of classes where you can learn about trading and investments. And again, those ladies that I mentioned earlier, they talk about these things so that you don't have to feel any apprehension about investing your money, even if it's just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? Now you can invest $5 in an account. You can start an account with $5 in most accounts, right? In many accounts, some of the big name ones. I only mention Fidelity because that's the one that I use. But so yeah, don't be afraid to learn some of these strategies, to learn how to do some of these things, because it's possible to grow your money. And especially if you haven't stopped working yet. Oh, please, please. And I know, and one of this lady that I'm talking about, that I was talking to, who only believes that Social Security is your only option. Well, first of all, it's not really an option, because they're saying that it may not even be there, right? But if you are still working, right, there's no reason for you not to invest. But I understand how some women my age, or of a certain age, or even older, right, our generation grew up not understanding about investment. That was something that was for white men. And we either didn't understand it, we didn't think we had enough money to do it. Years ago, that may have been the case, because, years ago, you could only invest, you had to have a certain amount of money to start investments. And people felt like, well, I need my money right now, I can't wait. But if you are working a job, if you are in any type of employment position where your job does investments, they have stock options, they have a 401k, there's no reason whatsoever that you should not be investing in that, right? And even outside of that, start a small account with Charles Schwab or Vanguard or one of these other places, right? Or Fidelity, either of them. Just a little bit, right? In addition to your savings account, because everybody knows that a bank savings account is not going to yield you very much interest, right? Or you're not going to make a whole lot of money off of that. Again, I'm not qualified to tell you what to do with your money, or how to do it, or where to put it. I'm just suggesting that you do something, because Social Security will not be enough. We already know this, right? So investments is one way to grow your money, and to start to grow your savings, in order to have, a pretty good nest egg when you retire. Also, consider an emergency savings account by investing in a high yield savings account, right? And this is a savings account that's basically, it's probably gonna yield at least twice as much as what your bank account savings will do at your bank. You're going to get at least twice as much, right? There are some now high yield savings account that offer up to 5%, right? And I'm not a math person either, but I know 5% is better than 2%. I know that. So look into a high yield savings account. It's the same as a regular savings account. It just makes you more money, right? So those are two things. The investments, right? Investments in stocks, mutual funds, exchange traded funds, ETFs. Go look on Fidelity's website and just look around and see what it does. See what it do. Just look. It ain't gonna hurt you to look, right? And high yield savings account. Those are two things, right? I don't know that those are the only two that I know that I look at, right, and that I participate in. Again, if you on your job you have ways of investing through 401k, through TSP. I forget what it's called for the teachers. Not 529B. I forget what it is. I forget. But do something, right? Do something besides put it under your mattress. Don't put it under your mattress. Don't stuff it in a sock somewhere. Let your money work for you, right? And I know, again, like back in the day, my parents, I don't even know, maybe my father knew something about investing. I'm sure my mother didn't. I'm sure my grandmother didn't. My people didn't do that. They were hard workers, but they were working class. And also, I grew up in the church, and investing in the stock market was seen as gambling, right? Because you're taking a chance. And some people look at it that way, right? But there are also strategies to investing. So if you look at it, well, I won't say if you look at it a different way. If you just believe it's gambling, then I guess I can't help you, right? But I think you're gambling if you don't. I think well, actually, you're not gambling. You're just blowing your money. You're just spending it. You're just being a consumer, right? I don't think it's a gamble at all, right? In life, we take a lot of chances. We take a lot of chances. Why not take the chance that your money will grow? Trust and believe that the stock market will do what it do. And again, those ladies that I mentioned earlier, they can tell you about how it does what it does and why it does what it does. I can't give you all of those details because I was an English major, not a math major. But I hope this has been helpful in some way. I hope at least you're thinking a little bit more about it, that it's okay for regular people to invest in the stock market. And it's okay for regular people to take those chances. No, oh God, I don't want to say that. You're not taking a chance. If you're taking a chance, take a chance on you. How about that? Take a chance on you and believe and trust that you are doing the right thing for your own future, right? By creating these other ways to increase your nest egg as you grow older and as you may need, right? I know a lot of people are considering moving to other countries as a way to save money, as a way to spend less money. But I know I'm not leaving anytime soon. So if you want to be able to grow your money and have money in this country, consider some of these other ways to do that. Because again, don't rely on Social Security. And I said earlier that I was going to talk about whether or not I was going to wait to get Social Security, but I don't think I will, right? I talked earlier about how, or I wrote earlier on my website about how my parents never lived to see quote unquote retirement age. And right now they're saying I have to wait till 67 to receive full Social Security benefits, right? Which that's another 6 years. And I could wait, maybe. But my mother died when she was 40. My father died when he was 53. They never saw Social Security. They never saw it, right? And not to say that that will happen to me. Obviously, I've already outlived them. But who knows? We don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know. So I don't intend to wait. When I become eligible for Social Security, I will apply for Social Security, right? I've worked for many years, right? And people say, oh, well, if you wait till the full retirement age, a full Social Security age, you will receive more money. I don't quite believe that, right? You might receive more money, but it's only because you've waited, or I've waited for 6 more years and that money's built up. And so now there's more to give. But not only, yes, I may receive more money, but also who knows how much longer after that I will live, right? So I wait till 67. I receive 3,000 plus a month. And then maybe at 69, I'm not here anymore. So what's the difference? I don't think that there's a difference. And again, I'm not a financial planner. I don't deal with money. I don't even do my own taxes. I send that to somebody else because that's one of those things that I just can't do. But I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you have gotten something out of this. Hey, if you have questions, comment below, right? Maybe we can get one of those ladies on to talk about finances and what we can do in order to secure our futures. Comment below. Let me know what steps you are taking, right? I want to know what steps you are taking to increase your nest egg, right? And increase your savings as you ascend, okay? And again, hit like, hit share, subscribe to my channel, and thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great day.